What's good, family? Welcome back to another video. And you know we gotta talk about SmackDown, bro. Oh my gosh, SmackDown was crazy last night. I was at work, obviously, so I wasn't able to get the full, dialed in, locked in every promo, match, segment. I wasn't able to do that, but I caught the good parts. I caught the good bits. And man, there was a lot of them tonight, or yesterday night. I'll tell you, man, it's like Triple H. He heard everybody talking shit about how bad SmackDown's been, about how bad his booking has been. And he said, I'll show you fuckers bad booking. I'll show you fuckers how to turn it up. And he turned it up a notch, and man, he delivered yesterday. In my humble opinion, I thought SmackDown was phenomenal. From start to finish, everything from the backstage segments to the promos to the crowd. The crowd was very hot and active. Just a great show. So let's dive into it, man. First things first, we had Chelsea Green coming on out. Or excuse me, before that, we had Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus came out first. I didn't quite listen to what she was saying, and I wasn't able to find the promo that she was cutting. It just automatically went to the part with Tiffy in the ring with her, so I wasn't able to catch anything that she said. But I'm assuming she was basically talking about, being back home. She's happy where she is. She loves wrestling. Wrestling is her dream and like, I'm sure she said all those, mundane things that every wrestler says, you know what I mean? So she does that. Tiffany Stratton comes out. They have a little moment. I believe I saw them wear like the hockey jerseys. One of them says Tiffy on the back. The other said Trishy on the back. That was very cool. I thought that was awesome. And then you had Chelsea Green come out. Chelsea Green came out. Great reception from the crowd. The crowd was very into her. She had Piper Niven come out, and Piper was dressed like, I don't know what she was dressed like. Something Canadian related. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but she was cracking me up the whole time, just being in the background looking like a fool. But Chelsea, she was great, man. She came out there and basically she said exactly what I said in the beginning of the video subconsciously. Snooze fest, nobody cares about y'all. Everybody came to see me. I deserve the airtime. And I say that because I literally skipped past the Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton promo subconsciously, and I went straight to Chelsea Green, which tells me, yeah, that was a snooze fest indeed. Nobody cared about what they had to say. Nobody cares about Tiffy and Trishy. Who cares, man? We trying to see Tiffany Stratton versus either Nia Jax or Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus one-on-one. We don't want to see them team up. I don't want to see them team up. Anyway, they had a match. Tiffany Stratton's like, since you think you're so special, why don't we have a match tonight? Let's bring a referee out. She's like, Nicholas, you better not bring a referee out. Referee comes out. They have a match. Nia Jax and Candice LeRae interferes. And that's that. Then you had a backstage segment with Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu. Jacob's like, yo, that was an accident. I didn't mean to super kick you last week. Solo Sikoa was like, all right, sure. I'm sure it was an accident. Jacob is like, I heard you're in the number one contender. I heard you're in the qualifying match to be a number one contender for the United States Championship. Solo's like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. But you know what? I'm not going to take that opportunity. I don't know why, because you haven't won singles gold yet. I'm not going to take the opportunity. Instead, I'm going to give the opportunity to you. So Jacob Fatu takes up on the opportunity, puts his hoods up, and then he goes out there, man. They have a match with Braun Strowman. Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman. Not too bad, kind of just met. Or I'm sorry, Jacob Fatu versus Andrade. Carmelo Hayes fought Braun Strowman. And Andrade versus Jacob Fatu, great match. Love how the crowd was into it as well. They were cheering for both Jacob and Andrade. They really brought out the best in each other. Lots of cool spots, lots of cool moves. Andrade did like a reverse Hurricane Rana. Very dope. But yeah, Jacob Fatu would move on. Andrade loses. Then you had Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Strowman. And I like the finish for this match. You had the old trick in the playbook, the Eddie Guerrero, lie, cheat, and steal. Carmelo Hayes. Before that, Jacob Fatu, or I'm sorry, getting too ahead of myself. Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga come out, and they try to interfere in the match. Solo Sikoa grabs a chair, hits Braun Strowman in the back. Braun Strowman no-sells it. Tama Tonga comes flying in. Braun Strowman grabs him, throws him. Solo Sikoa, he gets tossed. And then Braun Strowman comes in the ring. The chair's in the ring as well. The referees focus on trying to get Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga out of there. Carmelo Hayes grabs the chair. He slams it on the ground, making a chair shot noise. He hits the mat, and he starts faking the injury. Braun Strowman's like, oh, shit, like, I got the chair. Like, he just threw me the chair. I didn't mean to, like, this is not what it looks like. Referee turns around. He catches it, makes it look like Braun Strowman hit Carmelo Hayes with a chair. Disqualified. Carmelo Hayes moves on. Love that finish. Thought it was brilliant. Love how they're utilizing that trick with Carmelo Hayes' character, because I feel like it does fit his character. He needs to use his finesse. He needs to use his smarts and his brain, and he needs to rely on his experience and his instincts, because he is a smaller wrestler. Let's not make any mistake about it, you know? So I do like how they utilize that for his moveset, for his character. I thought it was brilliant. I would love to continue to see him do those sort of things, because, like I said, it makes sense for him. It makes sense for the size he is. There's a lot of bigger guys than him on the SmackDown brand. Not only just SmackDown, but in WWE in general. So a big thumbs up for that. I would love to see them continue to do that. Moving on, we had... Who did we have? We had Bayley, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. They had a backstage segment basically talking about losing the tag titles and how they're trying to finish this business with Liv and Raquel. Bayley comes in, lets it be known, like, tomorrow at Elimination Chamber, once that pod door opens, it's 1v1. Bianca Belair tells them all the same thing. She's like, I'm going to WrestleMania. And then they're like, we're all going to WrestleMania. They grab her hair and they follow her out the door. What else did we have tonight? We had a tag match with the Street Profits and Los Garzas. I didn't quite catch this, to be honest, but I know that it happened, so I can't comment too much about it. So instead, we'll move on. Moving on, we had a bunch of backstage segments with Cody Rhodes. He had one with R-Truth. It was pretty funny. I thought it was hilarious. You had one with Drew McIntyre, basically telling him, like, you know, I look at who we are. 10 years ago, we were at the bottom of the card, barely even the mid-card. Now look at us. If it was me, the young Drew McIntyre, I would have taken the deal. And he basically says, like, paraphrasing, what would The Rock say once he finds out that you have already sold your soul? And then he walks off, gives us kind of like a cliffhanger, like, oh, what did he mean by that kind of moment? Then he has a backstage segment with CM Punk. CM Punk basically telling him the same thing, being like, yo, like, what would young Cody do in this situation? I know what would young CM Punk do. I would take that offer in a heartbeat. And he tells him, I want you to take that offer, Cody. I want you to take his offer and shine it up and turn it sideways and stick it straight up his corporate part-time candy ass. And I thought that was cool too. I like that by CM Punk. Moving on, we had a brilliant brilliant, and I mean brilliant promo with Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest and Seth Rollins and CM Punk and Logan Paul. Man, I'll tell you, this is probably going to go down as one of my favorite promos. And it's probably going to go down as one of the best promos this year once it's all said and done. Bro, I mean, they snapped. Just all of them snapped. They all had great material for each other. They all had great insults for each other. They all had attacks on each other that made sense, that went at their characters. Drew McIntyre interrupting the promo that was being shown of John Cena, basically saying like, yo, nobody wants to say anything about this, but I am. I'm not afraid to go at the Golden Boy. He says, you know, I'm the one that cuts promos now. Oh my God. Damian Priest comes out. They start talking about Money in the Bank and the result of what happened. He starts mentioning, you know, WrestleMania and how he lost his title due to his obsession with CM Punk. And then you had Damian Priest talking about, you know, I cashed in on your ass and I'm going to beat your ass again. Seth Rollins comes out. He's like, look at all of us, the three of us. Since we want to talk about Money in the Bank, let's talk about my view of it. You know, if it wasn't for these, you know, sus officiating, if it wasn't for Drew McIntyre, you know, coming out and interrupting the match, I would be world heavyweight champion right now. Then CM Punk comes out, and this is just where things turn up. He comes out. He says, Seth Rollins, you feel as what he said? He said, you feel as good as you look? Well, you look like an oven mitt. And right now I'm about to turn up the heat on you. Or he said, and I cooked your ass on Raw on Netflix. It was just, man, he was going off on everybody, bro. Punk's promo had me so hype. And he starts going like, Drew McIntyre, I beat your ass for money, and I'm about to beat your ass for fun. And then he says, Drew, like, he says, like, The Rock is out here trying to buy souls, which is ironic, because, Drew, you have no soul after I snatch yours at Hell in a Cell. And he's like, everybody's talking about this, that, and the third. Everybody, he says, you obsessed with me, but I'm obsessed with this. And he points at the WrestleMania side, and oh my God, bro, when I tell you, I was so hyped when he said that. I was like, let's go, man, because that's the type of shit that just gets me like so hyped. I don't know if it's for you too, but seeing somebody like stand on their own words and mean business and can see past personal feuds and feuds with individual people, can see past all the distractions and can keep their main goal in mind, that right there is just like, I love it, man. I love it. He's like, Damian Priest, I got no problem with you. We're actually cool. But once those pod doors open, you're going to be collateral damage. Bro, he just had brilliant material for each and every person inside the ring. This is why I believe CM Punk is one of the, if not the best mic worker. Hands down. It's not even a debate. He's just amazing, man. He's just moving on. Logan Paul comes out to John Cena's theme song. Everybody was hype. Everybody bit the bait. I even bit the bait. I was like, no way. John Cena's out here. And then Logan Paul comes out there. He's like, look at us, man. Look at us full-timers here. You know, Priest, I've heard, I don't know nothing about you, but I heard you're a world champion, which is ironic because there could be a Priest standing in the ring, but nobody has the answers to WWE's prayers except me. He says, I don't know what he said about Drew, and I kind of forget what he said about Seth Rollins, but he says, CM Punk, like, look at that face. I want to smack that look off your face, but I already did on Monday. By the way, how's your jaw feel? CM Punk's like, here, let me show you. And then he starts walking up towards him. Logan Paul goes to the back. And Damian Priest, man, before we move on from the segment, Damian Priest told Drew McIntyre, he's like, Drew, I don't even know why you're talking. As soon as this match is over, we all know you're going to go to social media and complain, which I thought was very funny and very true. But, man, just this promo was absolutely brilliant, man. I mean, I can't stress this enough. One of my favorite promos, probably my personal favorite promos of all time. It's up there. I wouldn't say it's number 1 or number 2, number 3. Probably top 5, top 10. Just probably one of the best promos this year. Probably will go down as one of the best promos this year once this year's over. Just brilliant. But moving on, we had Cody Rhodes coming out, or before that, excuse me, we had Jacob Fatu versus Carmelo Hayes versus LA Knight. LA Knight, earlier in the night, I forgot to mention, had a match with, who did he fight again? It's not coming to me for some reason. Who did he fight? Who did LA Knight fight to move on? I know Carmelo fought Braun Strowman. Jacob Fatu fought Andrade, but I totally forgot who LA Knight fought. It must have been because I wasn't tuning in. But at the same time, they didn't post the highlights on YouTube, so I have no idea who it was anyway. But, yeah, they had a match, and I thought this match was good, not going to lie. They have really great chemistry together. I love the BFT / Codebreaker combination finisher. I thought that was very nice. Carmelo Hayes sells like $1 million. I love Carmelo Hayes and the way he sells. Jacob Fatu, he was phenomenal in this match also. He had some great spots to shine. They did attempt this it's like this Carmelo Hayes was at the top of the turnbuckle. LA Knight pushed him off. Carmelo Hayes was supposed to land on Jacob Fatu's shoulders, but he fell. He couldn't carry all of his weight, and he fell over. I think he was trying to do like a Samoan drop onto the table, but he picks him up and he just throws him on the stairs. Would have loved to seen that spot actually pulled off, but I understand, nobody's perfect. And yeah, Jacob Fatu cleaned up house, got in the ring, did his like jumping DDT that everybody just sells phenomenally at. Looks like it really hits the top of their head. Then he does the top rope moonsault. And then he goes for the pin. LA Knight drags his foot, takes him out. And he pins Carmelo Hayes to be the number 1 contender for the U.S. Championship. Which I don't really mind. It's not like the most exciting result. It's not like I'm like, oh my God, like, yes, I need this. I want to see LA Knight run it back with Shinsuke. Not really, to be honest. But at the same time, I understand why they did it, because you can't really, not that you can't, you just want to have a slow burn with Jacob Fatu. And part of the slow burn is putting him in a feud with Solo Sikoa. And that would be a good introductory way to kick off his solo career, to kick off, no pun intended, to kick off his career, so that he can, the next step would be to go after singles gold. So, I totally get it. I'm not upset about Jacob Fatu losing. He didn't take the pin. That's cool. Carmelo Hayes, I would have liked to see him win. I won't lie. He's a great worker. He's probably the most hardest worker on SmackDown. He's there every week. He's doing squash matches. He's doing backstage segments. He's putting on great matches with the likes of LA Knight, Jacob Fatu here tonight. So, yeah, man, I would have loved to see Carmelo Hayes, but LA Knight, I mean, that's the safe option. That's the safe thing to do. And, yeah, I mean, this probably tells us that LA Knight's going to take back the title, which, I mean, he shouldn't have lost it in the first place, let's be honest. I was saying that from the beginning. I totally just did not understand why they took the belt off of LA Knight. to give it to Shinsuke Nakamura of all people. Nothing against Shinsuke, but bro, he couldn't even build up the damn title himself. The mid-card was doing fine without Shinsuke Nakamura. The mid-card was, they were fucking having banger matches. You had Jimmy Uso feuding with LA Knight. You had Jimmy Uso feuding with Drew McIntyre. Bro, you had a great mid-card without Shinsuke Nakamura. So Shinsuke just, I'm not upset at him. I'm upset with the booking that they had for him. They didn't do anything with him. They gave him this new gimmick and he just fell flat on his face. And it's like, if he would have lost, he still would have fell flat on his face. So what did this championship do for him? Nothing. If he would have lost, the gimmick would have been dead on arrival. Here we are, 80 days later, the gimmick is still dead. There's nothing cool about it. You know, so I don't know. I'm not trying to complain. That's the only complaint that I have, and it has nothing to do with tonight's show. It's just like you know what I mean? It's annoying. It's annoying. He's just holding the title hostage for no reason. But yeah, moving on, we had Cody Rhodes and Michael Cole. They had like a final thoughts before The Rock's offer. Cody basically didn't say anything. It was Michael Cole talking the whole time. Basically not talking down on him, but I don't know, the way he was talking to him was very unlike Michael Cole. You know, saying, "Oh, Cody, enough. Like, you're deflecting." You know what I mean? Saying things like that. I was just like, I don't know. Michael Cole usually doesn't talk to Cody like that. But anyway, Cody, before he could let out an answer, Michael Cole gets a message in his earpiece being told that, somebody has something, a gift for Cody. Then you see this truck pull out onto the entrance. The Rock comes up on the big screen and he starts talking about, Cody, I know you're going to make the right decision. I know you're going to do the right thing. I know you're going to make The Rock happy. And I know, we're best friends. We FaceTime this week. We called each other earlier. I've met your beautiful wife. I met your daughter, Liberty. Saying all these things, basically talking about, the conversations they've had behind closed doors. And he tells Cody Rhodes, like, I know you love driving. You're just like me. We both love driving on these long roads, driving on these dusty roads. And that's when things kind of got a little weird. He starts going on more and more. And then he has this belt, this weight belt that he used against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. Well, I wouldn't even say it's his. It's Cody's to begin with, but that's what made it more popular, that weight belt, during that time. And instead of saying Mamba Rhodes, it says Cody's Soul. And not only does it say Cody's Soul, but it has a date. And not just any date, it has the date of his father's death. And he says, Cody, I have this belt for you. And it says Cody's Soul on it. And The Rock's been working out with this belt. And you see this date here? That is the date that your daddy died. And I'm just like, oh, shit. And you hear the crowd like, oh, shit. Like, what? This is kind of out of left field now. And then he says, that day was hard for me. I didn't like that day. That day was probably hard for you. Which is why I know you're going to make the right decision. Which is why I know you're going to do the right thing. And, yeah. That's that. Walks off, and he tells Cody, basically, man, like, you're gonna do the right thing, and that's that. This promo was strange. I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't dislike it. Like, I liked what it did. It definitely added more layers to the story. By bringing his father into it, which I think is kind of unnecessary, but here we are. I mean, you've already done it to build up last year's WrestleMania season. Here we are again to build up this WrestleMania season, so fuck, man. Let Dusty Rhodes fucking rest, bro. He's probably up there turning in his grave right now. Like, god damn it, they're still using my fucking name. But nah, all jokes aside, it's a little strange. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen some people saying, you know, he's going too far. Like, mentioning Cody's dead parents is towing the line a little bit. I mean, listen, if Cody's okay with it, and The Rock clearly is okay with it, and creative and the board members are okay with it, then who are we to say, you know, they can't do that? So that's just how I see it. Yes, is it weird? Yes, is it unnecessary to use Cody's dead father in this storyline? Yes, it is. But, you know, who am I to say anything? Who are we to really say anything? You know, all we can do is just have opinions about it. But yeah, that'll wrap this video up. I think I've pretty much covered everything. I don't want to make this video too long because I know you don't want to watch a video that long. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Overall, I'd give this I'd give this like a 4 out of 5 SmackDown. Really enjoyed everything. Just from top to bottom, great segments, great promos, great matches. Crowd was electric, and I can't wait for Elimination Chamber tomorrow. It's going to be a great pay-per-view for sure. And yeah, see you guys. What am I saying? Take care of yourself. Peace, love, Hot City. Love you guys. Take care of yourself. Peace.